Ladies and gentlemen, the 109, and I am calling it done. And last I left off in my little series here, I got all the major colors on, got the splinter pattern on, and I was down to a little bit of weathering and the decals. Now, I kept the weathering down to a minimum. I basically post shaded all the panel lines, and a lot of people have different styles on it. Mine is, I want to say, not precise. I use the airbrush, and for post shading, I like to use pre-made washes. I use black, and I mixed a little bit of brown in it, or vice versa, a little more brown, a little black, and I airbrushed the panel lines to give a different shading. And I wasn't precise, as in I darker in places, lighter in some, as naturally it would be weathered that way, not pinpoint, with the airbrush, which want it uniform, great. But I try to keep it kind of random with the airbrush, thicker and lighter in some places, just to give it a little more depth. So I did that on the bottom here. Also did it on the, I know I called it a bomb, the extra fuel tank. There's a little bit of shading on that. I didn't repaint this at all because it had the markings, and the aftermarket decal sheet didn't have it. So I left that the way it is. I did all the little shading on here and there. So for the decals, I was supplied the Warbird decals here, and they are very excellent. They not too thick, not too thin. They go on just right. So for decals, I have a 3-step method, and I don't necessarily gloss an entire model unless you're doing like washes and you really need the shiny surface for the washes. But for decals, you only need to, like for the Balkan crosses, you only need to put a gloss coat just basically on that square, put the decal down, and you don't have to gloss the entire model and prep it for decals. So I have a 3-step method, and you can use this with Vallejo, AK, Ammo Mig, whatever brand you like. I use the Vallejo one because it's just relatively easy and to get. So my 3-step method is, number one is you want to gloss varnish. Your decals need to be on a gloss, almost like glass-like surface where easy to move, and you won't have any silvering. And silvering is when you put a decal on a flat surface and you put a top coat on it, a clear coat, and then when your light just hits it just right, you can see where it's silvered on top, and it just sticks out like a sore thumb instead of having a painted on look decal. So step one, gloss coat. You can airbrush it, hand brush it, whatever application. Sometimes you just need to put a little drop, like for the little side marking there, a little brush, and you're get it all nice and shiny, and you're good to go. So step one is the gloss. Step two, decal, or as my friends up north like to call it, decal. The decal fix, which I like to call it decal glue. This just basically makes the decal adhere to the surface. So step one, put the gloss down. Once that dries, put you a little bit of decal fix on it, which is decal glue. And of course, I even have my little number system on there. And with the decal fix, you can do, depends on how you want to do it. You can let it dry and then put the decal on, or you can put it on while it's wet. It works kind of both ways for me anyway. I don't know, everyone may have different result. So for the painted on look, and you want the decal in like recessed areas. For example, I don't know if you'll be able to see like the Balkan cross there. It's going right through the panel line. The yellow's going through the panel line. That's going through the panel line. Instead of having I want to say an abrasive decal solution, I use number 3, the decal softener. It's basically smells a little bit vinegarish, and then what it does is just dries out the decal but sucks it in into the crevices. So my little 3-step method: gloss, decal glue, and decal softener. And one thing I suggest for people is when you do decals, go to the craft store, hobby store, buy you a package of craft brushes. These are, I get the kind of white clear handles, and I write decals on them. And I use these strictly, color coded. So I know if I actually throw these in with the paint brushes, I know these are decal brushes. And once if they ever get stiff or anything, you throw them away and get you another set. So craft brushes for decal solution. That's the way I do decals. It works really well on almost every subject. I have yet to find anything to approve upon it, but other than that, I believe the 21st Century kit turned out really well. I took the mask off. The doors still work. I didn't move his head. I think his head's supposed to be able to turn, but I will let you do that. I don't want to snap that off. And glass works. These work too. They are a little stiff from one thing, since this was a 20-year-old toy, it had rubber bands that was holding it in, and you almost had to chisel those off to get it off because they were eating into the fuselage. But other than that, that's a really nice, makes a really good model, kind of toy slash model kit. Good size and everything. Very fun to do. Don't get to do a whole lot of these anymore. But I kept everything to a minimum on the weathering. Decals, they're pretty clean, but I also went in with the post shading, and I toned down the decals just a little bit, just to give it a little. I didn't want them to look like you just slapped stickers on top of a freshly painted weathered model. So they are toned down just a little bit, but they're also bright and vibrant too, so that works out really well. So that's what I got going on today, ladies and gentlemen. Finished up the 21st Century 109. So that's what I got going on today. Stay tuned for the next exciting episode.